What's up, everybody? It's time for our semi-final, Terran versus Protoss. Starting up right now, we got Snow versus JYJ. Really looking forward to this week of KCM, guys. Been a rough week. A lot of shit going on. It's nice to come home, though. And just cast some Starcraft, hang out with you guys. How are you doing? Doing good? Glad to hear that. Our lineup for today: Snow, Best, Movie, YSE, Royal, Light, JYJ, and Speed. Should be a fun day. Just all PVT. You Protoss fans out there, I hope you're excited to see Movie once again. I certainly am. He's been around for a very, very long time. But it's good to see him back in the pro scene, competing. I hope we see him in ASL again this year. YSE, you're an up-and-comer. Has shown some decent performance, but still not quite at that level where we could see him, making a round of 8, round of 4 in ASL, I don't think. He might be able to take a game or two here in the KCM, though a lot is on the line today, so these Terran players are going to be playing their hearts out. Terran really not doing well this season, but historically they have made some comebacks in the semifinals. Even if they haven't done well during the regular weeks, they tend to kind of show up here in the semifinals and very often take second place. So we'll see if that history ends up repeating itself this time. We're starting out here with Snow versus JYJ. Should be a Snow win based on past performance, but you can never count out JYJ. He's a heck of a player. He's already got his gas down too, so no gas steal here. Unfortunately for him, though, Snow does go for a Nexus first. He sent that probe across the map real early here, so he gets all the information. He knows exactly what's coming out of JYJ. And he's going to be able to harass these SCVs quite a lot. You can see him just microing his heart out right now against the SCVs in this mineral line. Not getting any of them too low, and the gas is already mining. We're going to have a factory here, but I like Snow's position. It's going to be hard for JYJ to punish this expansion. Snow is just so damn good in this situation. Wow, oh my goodness, I thought he was going to get it there. Very rare to see an SCV with a moving shot actually chasing down a probe, but we almost saw one there. Snow just barely managing to get away with 2 or 3 HP. Now the SCV is going to come across the map and finally get this scout. He's going to find this Nexus and double gateway as a follow-up. What's the response here for JYJ? Is he going to pull his SCVs? Looks like no. He'll probably be throwing down his command center here right away. Oh, the Marines are headed across the map. Still producing Marines here, so he will be planning some aggression. Ooh, loses the first SCV, though. That scouting SCV somehow getting chased down in the main. There's the SCV pull. Heading straight across the map here. Vultures, non-stop production of those. And we're going to have to see if JYJ can punish this Nexus first. Here he comes with the Marines. Very important to not allow any early hits from this Zealot on those Marines. You've got to get the SCVs in front to body block here. Snow with 2 Dragoons out already. This is, I think, a rush that is doomed to fail at this point. That first SCV goes down. He's going to try to complete this bunker with the remainder of the SCVs, but losing 2 SCVs already. Here comes a Marine getting picked off. He's focusing very nicely on these Marines. The good surround from the backside with these probes, but the Marines do get inside. 3 Marines make it inside of that bunker. and quite a few probes go down. A Dragoon falls as well. That ended up going a lot better for JYJ than I thought. He's got to pull back though now, and his bunker positioning is really on point here. It's super difficult to get good surface area on this. Gonna have to wait a bit for the range to finish up. He's already on the low ground here. Trying to pick up this vulture. I think he will get it. There we go. Does get the vulture. That takes away some of the DPS here. That Marine needs to get in the bunker. That Marine really needs to get in the bunker here. Add that DPS and finish off this Nexus. If he doesn't kill this Nexus, he is going to be insanely far behind. We've got 5 Dragoons now, but looks like the Nexus will end up going down. He's just going to focus it and finish it off now, and he does do that. JYJ, some good moves here in the early game. He's going to try and go after some of these Dragoons. Can he actually pick some off? Oh, a great drag there on that mine. That was such a clutch play by Snow. The moment JYJ pulled the trigger on trying to pick off some of those Dragoons, running that Dragoon in the back and sucking up that mine hit was beautiful play. So smart by Snow. And now this tank arriving here, he is way too late to deal any damage here. He's going to try and push forward once again. He knows that there's no observer just yet, so trying to bait a Dragoon into this. Ooh, he does. He gets the probe as well. That is huge. Picking off that probe, that's going to slow down that Nexus. You can see 500 minerals already in the bank for Snow. Can he get it again? Oh my god, he gets it again! Whoa, that is insane. JYJ really impressing me here. Can he get it again? This would be the 3rd time to pick it off. Does not want to lose this tank though. There we go. Finally, the Nexus does come down. And the tank here really playing with fire. And I have to retreat from this position. Nexus does come down, but a big advantage here to JYJ after the dust has settled. He keeps all of his tanks alive. He loses some Marines, he loses some SCVs, but he picks off that Nexus and delays it over and over again. I've actually never seen that exact situation before where the opportunity presents itself for JYJ or the Terran player in general to just continuously pick off that probe that's coming to take the Nexus, to take that natural expansion after a Nexus bust in the early game. That's pretty rare, I feel, but JYJ, he saw the opportunity there to extend his advantage and he took it. And it makes a lot of sense in retrospect, but it's just something that I've never seen before. Now, Snow, he's going to take a double expand here, so his natural and his 3rd base coming up roughly the same time. We've got a robotics support bay as well. Not a surprise. I think that JYJ just going to go ahead and assume, without even scouting at all, that this is going to be a Reaver play from Snow. Not a bad assumption to make, because Snow just so consistent with those Reavers, always making them and always somehow making them work. But can he make them work from a deficit position like this one? He's going to have to use all of his finesse here against JYJ and bring out something really special with this shuttle if he wants to make up the detriment. No, what is the word that I'm thinking of? The deficit. That's it. To make up the deficit that he's found himself in. Looks like a probe in the bottom right. Oh, another Nexus. Wow, the gamble here by Snow. This is how he plans to get back in this game. Only 5 probes are being sent to that 3rd base, and he's already taken a 4th Nexus. Absolutely wild. We'll see if JYJ decides to take a 3rd base or if he goes for the attack. He's adding a starport. Good chance that he's planning to take this into a later game. He wants to get himself into a good macro position. He should be able to take this 3rd base, no problem. And he would absolutely be able to do so very, very quickly if he knew about this base in the bottom right-hand corner, because something has to be sacrificed here for Snow. He's not going to have the giant army that he otherwise would have here to try and block this third base from coming down. Where is this scan? Okay, he sees the Reavers popping. Not much information from that scan. It's not like he's going to scan that base, just see the main and immediately assume that there's a fourth base. It's very unlikely. Good job trying to suck up some damage with that Dragoon. He actually sacrifices a Dragoon to get the shot off with that Reaver, but not able to connect there. But he is keeping these Vultures back, and he will be transferring probes to the bottom right here very shortly. And if he manages to get that fourth base up and mine from it for quite a while as JYJ slowly takes his third, that should even things out here and maybe even put Snow in a bit of an advantage. It's very important right now for JYJ to get out on the map, possibly with a dropship. Looks like a dropship is being produced right now. Get a dropship out on the map, get some Vultures out on the map, and go and scout out for this fourth base. You have to know that this is coming so that you can commit to a pressure move, get across the map and actually kill one of these bases. If you just allow the Protoss player to expand like this completely unmolested, you're going to be in a really rough spot. Here comes that dropship. It will discover the fourth base, and I think that will trigger JYJ to just go all in, to take his third base immediately, push out, and begin the pressure here against Snow. Gonna kill a ton of probes here. Really good move by JYJ. This is becoming an insanely valuable dropship here. Just this damage alone was completely worth it. He's gonna get away as well, throw down some mines. He's gonna head over towards the natural too, maybe even try to pick off some probes in that location. Yeah, he's going to get a few probes here as well. A few Dragoons do pop out, so he's not going to get too much more. But 6 kills on this Vulture. Another kill going to go down. 7. Oh, almost 8 kills. That was a massive drop from JYJ. He is looking insanely good right now. The command center is about to finish up. He should be moving out to take that base right now, because he knows that Snow has basically nothing at this point. Look at, we've got 4 Dragoons sitting out in front of the base. We do have a few more Dragoons kind of wandering around in the middle of the map, but the army that Snow can bring to bear at this point in the game is so small compared to where he would regularly be at if he was just building off of 3 bases. That fourth base yet to kick in. It's going to be even longer now that so many probes have been picked off, that he's going to start to reap the benefits of that extra base. So this is the moment here. This is the time when JYJ should be able to move out and take that third. There should be no way that Snow can actually break this position. Oh, a tank, double tank drop here. Gonna move into that back corner, setting up, pushing away all of these probes, trying to run forward with some Vultures as well. A good move here by JYJ, but is going to lose both of his tanks and doesn't manage to pick off those transferring probes. So good response as well by Snow. Really quickly though, JYJ using that distraction and using the fact that most of the Dragoons move towards the bottom right to defend that drop, he immediately snags the third base. This is the sign of a truly great Terran player, and just a Starcraft player in general, is the ability to control your opponent's vision and what they're actually looking at, their attention as well. Here comes a drop here. Really good targeting on these shuttles. Both shuttles go down very, very quickly. Now he can target these Reavers, and I think with only 2 tanks going down, that was an overall win for JYJ. Here comes the follow-up attack, though. Many Dragoons and Vultures going to rush in and try to take down this third. A lot of Vultures out of position here. Can he actually hold this? Got to pull the SCVs here. Pull the SCVs. He's got to block this ramp. This ramp is so important right now. He's not blocking this ramp. A really nice mine does connect, but the SCVs not being pulled, not being blocked. Looks like Snow will get up on this high ground, and he will be able to deny this base, at least for a moment, while these tanks are being transferred, sent up to reinforce this position, but quite a few SCVs do go down. Here we go, setting up on this high ground. Looks like JYJ going to reclaim his base now. And the entirety of Snow's army has been deleted. Wow, that went even better for JYJ than I actually expected. Usually when we see Snow bombing units out of the shuttles onto a bunch of tanks, it generally just seems to go better than that, for sure. JYJ handling it beautifully. Here comes another Zealot bomb. Drop here on the top. Ooh, some storm gonna come down. Oh, great pick off there by JYJ, focusing that, but the vultures, too many Zealots coming down here, going to be able to clean up the space. JYJ just gonna sack it in return for taking down the 4th of Snow, and I think he will indeed take down this base. Mines connecting, but also picking off a lot of these vultures. Ooh, this is going to be close. Looks like he's targeting the tanks onto the Nexus, so rather than targeting them onto the attacking Dragoons and Vultures, he ends up losing those tanks, and the Nexus survives along with the majority of those probes. Meanwhile, gonna pull a bunch of SCVs along with these Vultures and tanks, try to pick off all of these Zealots here on the high ground and reclaim this 3rd, because right now he's mining off of, oh my goodness, what is this? Snow building a wall over on the right hand side. He's gonna produce out of this location and cut it off from Vulture run-bys at the same time. Very interesting. I don't think we've ever seen a move like that from a Protoss player in KCM, but that's pretty cool. Kind of interesting way to play. I mean, you can lose those gateways very, very quickly if the Terran player pushes through the middle of the map and sieges up on that high ground. So it seems to me that that wouldn't be the greatest play, but in terms of cutting off Vultures moving around the map, that's pretty smart. Pretty interesting. Wonder how it's going to turn out in this game. Snow taking another base and just extending his lead even further. JYJ is trying to shove everything back. He has control of his 3rd, and I think he will maintain that control for a little while, but has he fallen too far behind here by being forced to lift his command center twice at that 3rd base location? Whereas Snow, though he did lose probes early on, he hasn't been stopped from mining over there at that 4th base since that time. Almost lost the Nexus, but did manage to hold on to that. So he's been mining off of 4 bases for a very long time now. That 5th base is about to come up. And JYJ is looking towards his 4th base. Picking off this probe. Nope, not able to get that probe there. There he does get it. As it returns towards the 4th base, a lot of probes being transferred over to that 5th. And Snow looking scary as ever. I thought that this would be the game where JYJ was just going to roll through after that great early start, but it's turning out to be much more of a challenge than expected. Now some dropship actually coming down here. Does he have tanks in there? Yes, he does. Tanks going to set up here on high ground. Maybe pick off a Dragoon or 2, but oh, the probe actually manages to sneak away there. One more. Oh, okay, that Dragoon was not going to die. Got the tanks on high ground here. Tank drop, 2 tank drop with a very, very damaged dropship. Dropship's been in play for quite a while. Getting quite a bit of work done. But should end up getting lost here now. That Dragoon just needs to get one more shot there, I think, on that. Oh, that mine! Huge, huge. Oh, 1 HP! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And he's going to get this probe as well. That is crazy. JYJ showing that he can absolutely micro with the best. taking great fights with those tanks in the dropship against a player who's just so well known for his shuttle control. Now JYJ pushing up through the middle of the map. I'd love to see him push over to the right-hand side and just pick off those gateways that are kind of out in the middle. This is a map where Protoss does struggle to add gateways on because you don't have control of another main base. Can be very difficult, but I like to see this kind of innovative solution from Snow here, just throwing gateways out in the middle of the map. I'm not sure how it's going to work. And we've got 5 gateways over here now. It's kind of crazy. He's actually picking off these Reavers, or trying to pick off these Reavers anyway. Literally with just a couple of vultures. Now, he's going to unload this tank, and maybe he can actually kill this. Oh! Not able to pick off, or not able to pick up that tank, unfortunately, so he does end up losing out to Snow there. That would have been really clutch had he picked up the tank and kept it alive from those Reaver shots. It's not actually that hard to pick up and dodge a Reaver shot. Much more difficult to pick up and dodge a tank blast, but the Reaver shots, they take a long time to connect, and it's very easy to see them coming. Nice job picking off some of these High Templar. That's going to make things a lot easier when it comes to taking this 4th base, but JYJ is very far behind at this point. 2,500 minerals in the bank for Snow, and he's completely maxed out. Here comes the army. You can imagine Snow just maxing out once again immediately as soon as these units end up going down. Command center is being targeted. Does manage to survive these tanks. Pushing up here, not too many tanks were picked off during that. Quite a few vultures were lost, but the tank count is still looking good. Down to 134 supply though. And Snow will be remaxing here insanely fast, whereas JYJ, he does not have much money at all. Only 100 minerals in the bank right now, and he is completely mined out on his 3rd base. Here comes Snow with some more drops. EMP, very good EMP there, able to stop that storm from going down, but it's not going to be enough. This command center is going to end up falling. He's trying to repair as much as possible, and the tanks are going to push forward. There we go. Command center does survive, but there are so many units here for Snow, and many more coming out shortly. Dropping below 100 supply. JYJ in a fight for his life right now. Can he get this 3rd or 4th base down and actually begin mining from that location? I don't think so, but he's gonna give it a try. Another round of tanks popping out here. He's sending the SCVs to the 4th base, setting up this turret defense, but it's not going to be in time. Here comes Snow with the 200 max supply army, and there's just not enough here for JYJ. He's gonna lose a ton of SCVs to the storm. The command center getting picked off. Pretty good targeting there on some of these Templar, but Zealous just being dropped here on top of the tanks. Gonna pick off these ones in the back. There's another Reaver. The trademark Snow play, adding another Reaver on at the 23-minute mark and making good use out of it. He could even get a good shot on some of these SCVs here. That would be pretty clutch. Another Nexus in the top left. Snow is playing with his food at this point, adding on more bases and just extending his lead beyond any reasonable doubt that he's going to win this game. He's absolutely going to take this away. GG finally is called. JYJ taps out, and Snow takes our first game, our 2nd game of the night. Snow versus Light. That rhymed. I didn't even mean it to. Got Light down here in the bottom left, Snow in the bottom right. We are in Ascension. Oh, is that 3rd main base being blocked? That thing disappears, right? Is that a new addition? I don't know, but there appears to be on the minimap a temple or something blocking that base. I'm sure it disappears later on, but It's a little bit interesting. Now we have light down here in the bottom left. Man, this is a rough map. I know that Artosis, he consistently bans this map. He vetoes this map on ladder. It's a pretty rough map for Terran players because of the just incredible openness in the center of the map. It's very, very hard to cut off all of the potential base locations of Protoss as well, and there's a ton of sneaky locations that they can take. It's just a very, very difficult map, and I'm curious to see how Light's gonna deal with this here. Looks like Snow not going to go for a Nexus first here, which is good news. It's shocking to me how Snow has come back multiple times this season. And you can go back and look, but he has played from an insane deficit versus Terran after taking a Nexus first, where he's lost his Nexus, lost probes, and his Nexus has been incredibly delayed, and then comes back and just wins. And it's kind of mind-blowing. So even having him here just playing a normal game where he's not going to be taking Nexus first, where he's just going to be going for a regular gateway play, it's damn scary, man. If anyone can do this battle, though, I guess it's going to be Light. Him or Rush, I guess. Well, we don't have Rush here today. I would have loved to see Rush instead of someone like Speed. Speed, kind of an up-and-coming player, but I guess Rush was busy or something. I don't know, but it really feels like he should have been in this lineup. Royal, definitely a player that can carry. I think he's probably the scariest player right now on this squad. Of course, JYJ, he just got taken out. He was looking really good, but this is Snow, man. The Snow he could literally take down every single player in this round here. He could just smash everyone. Sorry, I used the word literally, guys. It's not a habit that I try to, or it's a habit that I try to get rid of. But I also don't like it when people say literally, so sorry about that. I think that Snow could absolutely take down every single player in this round, in this semi-final, just one by one. Each and every Terran player could end up falling. I hope that doesn't happen. Maybe Light can pull this out and can give us a real series here. If not, Royal would be my next best bet, but if Light and Royal end up going down to this beast, I think that Speed is just dead in the water. I don't think that he can take down Snow. I would put his chances of actually winning against Snow in a best of one probably about 20%, maybe lower. It's just Snow is so incredibly good, and I'm honestly a little worried, a little worried for this series here, guys. If the video is incredibly short, you'll know what happened. Actually, if the video does go short, I will add anti-spoiler into the end of the video so that you guys don't get spoiled just by looking at the game timer. So don't skip ahead and check, guys. That would be rude. Anyway, let's go into this game. We've got a 2-fact here after the expansion. Pretty standard stuff from Light so far, and that's kind of his MO, the way he likes to play. He doesn't like to get fancy for the most part, just playing out in a very typical and strong macro style. The third factory is on the way, so not throwing down the starport. Are we going to see him go for something a little bit wild here? Try to put on some serious pressure to his opponent here in the mid-game, rather than going into a big macro. That would be out of character for him. But this is a bit of a challenging map, so we'll see if he decides to switch it up here. Light is doing a little micro. Gotta be careful though. 6 shots does kill a tank. 6 Dragoon hits will finish off that tank, so he's got to be very, very cautious here as he dips forward to get some damage on those Dragoons. Second tank is out, so things are getting a little bit more secure here for Light. Doesn't have that siege mode just yet, and here comes the Reaver in the front. He's gonna dive forward and throw down a Scarab on these SCVs, losing quite a bit of damage on that Reaver, but he goes after the tank. Nice job. He's going to lose the majority of his Dragoons, but he picks off 2 tanks. Not bad at all, and this will allow him a little bit of freedom to hit this bunker with the Reaver. The Reaver, who still does have half shields and is picking off more and more SCVs. That was a huge kill on a ton of SCVs. He needs to target these Marines. Really nice targeting going down there with the Reaver. Picks off 4 Marines with a single shot. Here's the Observer as well, so these mines in the front are not going to do much of anything. Light is being pushed back into his base, and he still does not have that siege mode. Everything lining up very nicely for Snow here, and he's going to be able to get in range of another shot here in just a moment. One more shot. Oh my god, another kill there for that Reaver. Sniping another tank. 17 kill Reaver, guys. 18 kill Reaver. Oh, finally a mine connection will save Light's life. That was about to be one of the quickest games of TVP we've had with Light involved. Snow just about picking him apart in record time there. That was really, really close to being just a straight up loss there for Light, but I still think he's in a terrible position here. Losing that many tanks here in the early game. I think 4 or 5 tanks have gone down so far, and only now siege mode is finishing up. So he's going to push back these Dragoons, but that was rough, guys. Oh, a couple of Vultures making their way into the main. This is a big move here from our Terran player, trying to get himself back into things. Going to get a few kills, but nowhere close, I think, to the 19 kill Reaver. There's that Vulture going down. Unfortunately not. Shift clicked on a bunch of probes there, and he will get picked off. Now this Reaver dealing a little damage here in the main. Gonna get one shot on the tank. Another shot gonna finish that off. Good focus fire there by Snow, hitting the tank over and over again with that Dragoon. Eventually picking that off. Now the Reaver can come in here for some more kills on SCVs. How many kills is this one going to get? Oh, another SCV does go down. A tank shot on that Reaver though, so he doesn't have much HP left. Is he gonna go for the risk it for the biscuit here? He's got the shuttle in a tough position here, but he's spotting out everything that's being thrown down in Light's main. No space there for that Reaver, so he will just back away. Light, does he have a starport right now? I don't think so, but he has a single armory in the main, so maybe just going to try and end the game right here, and it's a good idea because Snow is taking a 4th base already. He is going to be growing completely out of control here soon. So Light, I think, making the right choice, going for a 5 or 6 factory push. Depending on what number of SCVs he has here, he might not actually have enough. Oh, okay, starport does come down, and that's going to signal to us a 3rd base coming from Terran, so it won't be a wild push out that could result in a quick end to this game. Instead, Light is going to move towards that 3rd base, slowly creeping out here and try to secure that additional base. Going to be a tall order here for our Terran player, though. Getting into this location and actually snagging that base is going to be very difficult. That was a really weird path for the Scarab to take. Going the long way, going the scenic route there, eventually hitting its mark on that SCV, stopping the turret ring from going down. Coming up for some harassment here. Not going to find too many probes, but may find some more here at that third base. There's a whole bunch of probes transferring right now. He's going to get quite a few. So, some good harassment here overall by Light. Still, again, nowhere near the harassment he received earlier on in this game. And with double shuttle coming in, he might receive even more harassment here in a moment. Coming in on top of these tanks. Gonna drop some zealots here, stopping that turret from being placed on the high ground. It's going to be tough for Light to get a turret up there without losing an insane number of resources trying to do so. A dropship heading around the bottom side of the map that's been unscouted by Snow thus far. And he's going to combine it with a run-by here of the vultures into that third base. Going to pick off some more of these probes here. Draw the attention while attacking into the main. Here he comes with that drop. Going to get a whole bunch more probes at this location. Go, 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 go. It's time to pick off a ton of probes. Try to make up this deficit. Great job by Light, splitting the attention of his Protoss opponent. Getting as much out of this harassment as he possibly can. Throw down a few mines here before his vultures end up going down. Oh, not able to get a mine over in that location. Just gets one more probe. And keeps the attention of Snow locked inside his base. Though he has not managed to take that high ground yet. Still no turret on that high ground. And Light is being incredibly slow taking this third base. His opponent, again, mining on 4 bases for a very long time. A nice mine drag there. Only connects on a single tank, but that's okay. Still a decent move out of Snow. And you can... Oh, we're going to see plenty more of that same move over and over again as Light attempts to take this third. A 5th base coming down now for Snow. He throws down a pylon, maybe some cannon up at that top right, as our top center as well. Ooh, a tank there. That could actually throw a wrench into things. Snow's going to have to send his shuttles up to that location, try to prevent that tank from killing the Nexus, because it absolutely could if left long enough here. Being a little slow to react. That Nexus is going to be cancelled. That's kind of rough for Snow, who he actually could have sent some shuttles to that location and prevented that from going down, but was a little slow to react. Just gonna send some Dragoons up here. Ooh, eats a mine. Now those Dragoons are incredibly low. He won't be able to take that 4th for a little while here. Light buying himself some time in this game. At least slowing down the 4th base of Snow. That is really important. But even more important that he takes this 3rd base very smoothly. We have to see Light take this base without losing a crazy amount of tanks here. Here comes the engage. Snow is running forward with the Zealots, but they're getting eaten up very quickly. Only a couple of tanks die. That was a pretty good fight for Light. He shoves everything back from the Protoss. He tries to move forward there a little bit too quickly, though. He needs to get some good shots here on the Reavers. So many big hits from those Reavers, killing a ton of tanks. I almost choked. That was so many hits on those tanks. A whole clump ended up going down there. Light losing his cool for a moment and just kind of shoving forward, trying to take this base as quickly as he can now. He feels like he's certainly wasted enough time already. He wants to get this down as quickly as possible, but he ends up losing so much there. And Snow continues to extend his lead, just give himself a better and better position, picks off those two Goliaths. Man, Snow is so incredibly efficient with his units. Those Reavers still alive, just a little bit to the right of that base. Another Nexus going up at the top left. He's going to dive in here. We've got... Oh, good pickoffs there. Those Templar not able to get their storms off. Light avoiding disaster there. He actually started to clump his SCVs up onto one mineral patch, expecting the storm to come down. But his fingers were a little bit too quick. He snags that Templar. Keeps his SCVs alive. Very, very clutch moment there for Light. Now he needs to pick off this single probe if possible. That probe pickoff would be huge. Not able to do so thus far. But he is preventing these probes from making their way to the top left, which is a win in itself. Now finally these probes will make their way through. Snow with the wall of Dragoons, able to keep these... Oh no! Oh, this is huge! Light bringing another group of vultures around and picks off nearly every probe, making its way to the top left. That was a great move by him, and another beautiful play here. Oh, and he picks off the tank he picks up the tank as well. More probes going down here at the fourth base. Light is absolutely everywhere, playing out of his mind right now as he attempts to save this game to get himself back into a decent position here. Picks off a ton of probes. He's still 2 bases behind his opponent and about to be 3 bases behind, but he's able to snag his high ground here. He should be able to get a 4th base with all of his tanks on this high ground. As long as he doesn't get broken here with an insane number of shuttles, that should be possible. But Snow, he's got so much right now. 50 supply advantage here. Going to try and hold this corner. But his Reavers are a little bit too low. Forced back for now. I think Light will be able to snag this base and take this into a much longer game, into a late game, and I don't know if that's exactly where Snow wants to be against Light. No, he's absolutely capable of taking a game in this situation. In a late game against Light, I don't know. I think he would have liked to finish this off a lot earlier. There's a Reaver going down. 13 kill Reaver here with a ton of Zealots going to be pushing back this base take attempt. Here is that Special Forces team here of the tank and dropship making themselves known behind the mineral patches there. Going to come forward, picking off a few more probes. Light has done a fantastic job here throughout this game of just continuously picking off workers, continuously snagging a bunch of probes over and over and over again, making up for those early game losses, making up for all those kills from that Reaver harassment in the early game, and giving himself a real shot here. That 4th base still yet to finish up. He does have, I think, a sufficient army to take this location. And yes, he does bring the tanks up. That is a ton of shuttles, but they are getting targeted down very, very quickly. Here's a storm. But 3 shuttles go down instantly there. Light with great targeting, finishing them off very quickly. And only 1 storm lands on some vultures. That was not a great move by Snow. or an even better defense, I should say, by Light. And now, with Light holding 4 bases, this is anybody's game. Could absolutely find a way to take this one. Snow, I would say, still in an advantage, but at this point, all bets are off, man. 3-1 is complete here. We're gonna have a giant battle. I don't think the full brunt of Light's army is in this location. A lot of it is still at the 4th base, so Snow is gonna take a pretty good engagement here. Still able to take decent fights, even against the 3 upgraded mech army. As long as it's not complete or not fully together, can absolutely take a reasonable fight with a bunch of Zealots and some Storm. Now the main command center floating out here. He's going to try to secure a 5th base. And with the addition of that 5th, he's going to have an insane economy, enough to take this into the very latest stages of this game. Moving forward, looking for some snipes on Templar, not going to find any. Instead, taking some Reaver hits. The good old 20-minute Reaver by Snow, slowly walking across the map. That's the Snow special right there. Still able to make some good use out of that unit. He's going to drop some shuttles here in the front. A lot of Zealots running forward, but dying very quickly. These Templars getting sniped as well. 2 defense matrix creating a massive wall on that left-hand side and shutting down this attack by Snow. The 5th base is secure now. Light feeling very good at this point. He's going to add on those last few pieces of his army, get a few additional Goliaths, get out a bunch of science vessels, finish off those armor upgrades as well, and get prepared for the final push, which should be able to end this game if Snow's not perfectly prepared for it. Does have a little bit of time here, but he's sticking with this speed shuttle style. He hasn't evolved into the next stages of Protoss, and he doesn't show any sign of doing so. We don't see any Arbiters on the map right now. We just have a few Reavers here, and those Templar with Storm, along with a good clump of Dragoons, and of course, a crazy number of Zealots pouring out right now. Good pick off on that Reaver. +2 armor is done. We're reaching the very latest stages of TVP, but Snow's army looking to be still in the medieval ages here. Not quite at the modern age spell-casting army that we tend to expect out of late-game Protoss. And this is what it yields him. Barely any damage when running up against overwhelming tank fire. Those Zealots just getting torn to pieces there as they tried to run forward. Now this is the difficult part for Light, moving through the center of this map. Gives plenty of opportunities for your Protoss opponent to surround and deal damage to your army. Dropping Zealots on the front here. There's not enough Goliaths to prevent this sort of punishment from the Protoss player. Great Storms dealing quite a bit of damage to those forward tanks. Dropping Zealots, forcing the Unsiege, and then dropping Templar to throw down Storms. Really high-level strategies here from Snow, but could easily be shut down by just having 4 or 5 Goliaths in the mix to shut down a... to quickly just snipe one of these shuttles. Now we have a big engage here. The Zealots are getting completely obliterated. Goliath has been produced here. Light noticing the deficiency in his army. That anti-air a bit lacking, and he's moving towards the middle of the map. Where will be his target? This high ground, it appears, in the center of the map, be Light's for the taking. as he unsieges and moves everything aggressively towards the natural of Snow. His third base, or his fourth base, excuse me. Oh my god, this is his fifth base. Is completely unprotected. He will have to rotate his entire army back towards this location for the cost of a few zealots. Snow is going to force the return of the entirety of Light's army. In fact, Light leaving a few stray tanks out here on the map will end up losing those. So Snow picking up wins here on both sides of the map, slowing down that mining, dealing some damage to those SCVs, and also forcing the turnaround, killing off some tanks, looking good here. Light's gonna have to commit some more forces to defending that fifth base in the future, otherwise he could end up in a really difficult situation here. 3 shuttles gonna try to come through. Here comes a big storm. Holy crap, that was a lot of kills. 8 kill High Templar. To make an Archon here. No, not able to do so. Does lose those 2 Templar, but they absolutely did their job, picking off a lot of the mining of Light, who's still sitting here at 142 supply. Another incursion here into Terran, into the Terran base. Gonna lose his 5th base. No, nearly losing that 5th base, but it looks like Light will be able to push all of this back. Templar with the storm on the low ground. So many units clumping up there, eating those storms fully in the face. Another great storm, dealing tons of damage to the SCVs. So many SCVs in the red at that 5th base. You know that's going to be a target in the future for additional storms that could just wipe out the mineral line there of Light. And if Light loses that mineral line, I think the chances of him taking this game will go to nil. Another drop here at the 4th base. Reaver plus a few zealots going to completely dominate this location. It's amazing how Snow makes such great use out of Reavers throughout the entirety of his TVP games, or PVT games. Some High Templar running through the middle of the map, running into tank fire. Not the greatest way to use Templar, but he is managing to make it work with these stacked up tanks. And Vultures getting eaten up by the storm. Light is going to secure the top left-hand corner, but he's lost control of his 4th base. 2 bases, it seems like, are going to go down at the same time, but meanwhile, he is being contested here at his 3rd. With only his 3rd and 5th mining, can he keep up with the constant production of Snow, who's still max supply, 199 to 113. Here comes the finishing blow, I think, here. Templar coming forward with the storms, going to clean up these red SCVs. And Light has been sacked here on the 5th base. Thrown back once again. He does pick off 2 bases of Snow, but Snow still has incredible amounts of mining here. He's looking very, very good. Oh, big mine connections on all this army. Snow being a little bit greedy, trying to run forward as quickly as possible to clean up this force here. He does lose a lot of his army. Good targeting from Light. He's got to focus on those Dragoons. Everything does get cleaned up. Light loses his entire army. 62 supply to 187. GG is finally called, and Light taps out Snow. Takes down yet another Terran player. Gets the clap from KCM. The patented, the clapper. And a thumbs up. A great game there by Snow. It's so hard to play Terran, guys. I know from experience. It's painful to watch. That Reaver at the beginning of the game just cleaning up everything in the natural. That's suffering. That is suffering right there. But props to Light for trying to make that comeback, for trying his absolute best to win in a long game after taking that much damage in the early bit. That is very, very hard to do. He did so many poking maneuvers, so many small attacks that almost managed to get him back into this one. But Snow eventually outmaneuvered him there, attacking in different locations over and over again. It was a wild game, guys. That was hopefully not our best game of the night. I think that Snow versus Royal is coming up next. That probably going to be the best game of the night. Really looking forward to this next one, guys. Let's jump into game number 3. Oh boy. Here we go. Royal versus Snow. We're on Neo Sylphid. Got Snow over here in the bottom left. Royal, 12 o'clock. It's like not going to get that first scout this time. Snow setting up his gateway. Going for a relatively standard build here. See if he grabs that gas. So far, yeah, he does grab that gas. So going to be a normal build here from Snow. Royal, similarly, grabbing his gas. Not going to go for a gasless fast expand or anything crazy like that. Not that it's necessarily crazy in today's meta, but he's just going to stick to the complete standard for now. And we should have a very good game here. Now, I don't believe, technically, that Royal is necessarily stronger than Light in terms of overall play in 1v1. Of course, I don't know. What am I talking about? What is there, 2v2? I don't know about any of these guys in 2v2. In Broodwar, just in general, I wouldn't say that Royal is necessarily stronger than Light, but in KCM, he has been showing up very, very well, taking down a lot of very strong opponents, going on some crazy win streaks. And maybe that's a factor, you know, being that this is online and there's a lot of pressure from your teammates. It is a best of 1. It's just it's a different ball game than a standard ASL format. You know, best of 3 or best of 5. And it seems to be working out for Royal well so far. He does pick up that first probe. I like his building positioning as well. Throwing that factory in the back. He is ready. As ready as it gets for some early aggression here coming out of Snow with that Zealot. That's not going to get in there, do any damage. And Royal should be able to get his command center down without any issue here. Even though Snow made 2 Zealots, that's quite a committal here for that early aggression. 2 Zealots being made, but not going to get anything done with them. This Vulture, in fact, going to deal a lot of damage here. The Dragoon is on the way, so he will have to turn around, but picks off quite a lot of the health from those 2 Zealots, and the bunker finished up perfectly in time. Everything lining up really nicely here for Royal so far in this game. He's got his command center down. He has an SCV on the map. The Vulture slips by as well. Everything coming up aces right now for Royal. And a Citadel. Oh. Snow. Sneaky dog, you. I'm going to throw down a Citadel right now. This is going to be a DT attack here. Maybe even a DT drop. We'll have to see what Snow decides to build here in the next few seconds. Second gateway, he does have Dragoon range on the way. So not an insanely fast rush into DT or anything, but he's got quite a bit of gas banked. Are we going to have Archive and Stargate? Yeah, I think it's going to be actually 2-base Arb. He has that probe ready and waiting for the money for the Stargate here. You usually throw down those 2 at the same time, unless it's a Robo. That could be The play here, Snow not throwing down any units in the front. He's got to deal with this attack first. Roll coming across the map, putting on that pressure with the Marines and 2 tanks. He's going to be rallying up some vultures here as well. First vulture has arrived. The upgrades shortly going to follow here. 3 dragoons, 2 zealots, quite a bit of defense for Snow, but he needs to play this perfectly. And the mines are going to get thrown down here. Good targeting down on that first vulture, but 2 more do arrive, and he will shove all of this back. Throwing down 2 mines here right at the front. That second tank getting stuck on a Marine. First dragoon has gone down. Another mine gets thrown in the front. He's gotta be careful of this mine. Oh, that was so close. Now he's gonna get the tank. Great job picking off that mine. That could have been a game changer there. Had that mine actually gone off, would have absolutely changed the fates there. But he manages to pick off that mine. He's picked off so many here, and the DT is out. The first DT is out. He's got to be seeing it now. There it is. And the second mine hits as well. Dark Templar have been revealed. A starport in the bottom right-hand corner. Whoa, Royal. Interesting moves there. Interesting decision. And with the DT out, Snow gonna feel confident to snag his 3rd base immediately. Not worried about a quick push out here from Royal. Royal back at home. He's looking to defend this DT attack. He's got plenty of mines in the front. He should have a turret there in the front as well. Snow just checking, making sure there's no 3rd base. Quite confident that Royal will be prepared back home. And confident as well that there's no attack on the way here for Royal. He will be able to defend this 3rd. Keep himself alive here. A good back and forth here in the early game. I think that we're on even footing at this point. Royal was really close to killing a ton of dragoons there and kind of snowballing that early game. Had that mine connected, but Snow able to pick that off. Saves himself in that early game and makes some good plays here with the DTs to secure an early 3rd. Now he has to deal with this drop. How many probes are going to go down there? He's got no dragoons in the main base. Everything has been focused on the main and natural here. So make this run in here as soon as his drop arrives. We're going to see these vultures run into the natural. Deal as much damage as possible. Whoa, here we go. Lots of probes going to be picked off. Good pullbacks, though, by Snow. Picks up with the dropship. All 4 of these vultures will be saved. Run into the 3rd base here. Quite a few probes getting picked off. Good damage here by Royal. That dropship in kind of a precarious position there, right at the edge of that wall. He might actually lose that now. Dragoons are going down for the pickoff. Can he actually get that? Oh, so close. 17 health on the dropship. Pretty rough. Second scan will have to be spent to pick off that DT. A little bit unfortunate for Royal here as he takes his 3rd base. He knows his opponent's army not the largest at this point. Snow's committed quite a bit of resources into getting out this early DT tech and fending off these drops, so he doesn't have a lot of map presence at the moment. And a Wraith out here. Wow, this Wraith searching for a shuttle. If he finds this shuttle, it could be a enormous... Find an enormous pick off if he gets this. I think he can now see this shuttle along with the Dragoons. Knows that he can't pick it off right now, but if it flies anywhere near the main base or that 3rd, think he will be right on top of that. Spots out the Wraith, though. Wraith has been spotted. Snow is aware of that. Now, he'll probably pick up a Dragoon. Just keep that in the shuttle as well, in case he gets caught out on the map. Just drop the Dragoon and keep his shuttle alive. Now, 4th base, going to be on the way here shortly for Snow. Surprisingly, going to take that base in the top left, rather than one of these safer bases like the high ground there towards the south. A bit strange, but I guess it is Snow. He knows best. Currently, there are mines in that location. Maybe that's the reason why he doesn't want to extend over in that direction. There's also that dropship still sharking around, looking for a place he can drop. Does manage to drop these 2 vultures and snags the first Templar. That was a really good pick. Getting that first Templar is pretty huge. And he managed to pick off 5 probes as well. Great use of that early dropship. The starport in the bottom right absolutely doing its a job there and making itself worth it, so should be very happy with that starport placement. It's kind of crazy to put the starport down there. You really rarely ever see in that positioning for a starport, like a kind of, what's it called, proxied starport way at the bottom corner, like at the 3rd base on a 3-player map. That seems kind of unique there, but it worked out well for Royal in this case. Now, Snow's moving forward. He doesn't have Zealot speed, but I think it should be finishing up here momentarily. He's had the Citadel for a very long time, so he should have that upgrade finishing here in just a few more seconds. Goliath's being added to the mix. Royal getting prepared for his 4th base already, so expanding out on the map a lot faster than both Light and JYJ, who were continuously pushed back throughout the game, not able to expand at their own leisure, at their own pace. This time, Royal just shoving out very quickly. He's adding on a wall as well. This is not something that's not really possible on a lot of these other maps, but he's able to add on supply depot walls in the middle of the map, setting up turrets and a lot of different buildings just to be in the way there. It's like an overwhelming number of vultures just going to shove back these dragoons. Of course, a ton of zealots going to come up here and join the fray. This is not a bad fight, though, for Royal still, pulling back a little bit and killing a ton of these. Oh! A mine there, actually picking off that Reaver, and the second Reaver is super, super low. That was a great play by Royal, who's now sitting at an advantage in supply, 168 to 156. This is the best chance we're going to have, guys. Terran players, are you out there? Are you watching? This is the last chance, really, for Terran. I mean, speed is in the back, but you and I both know if Royal doesn't take down this player, I don't think anybody can. At least nobody in this group here, in this lineup. Maybe Rush, but he's not here. Triple shuttle flying into the main. Ton of units being dropped off here, but the mines are right in position. Couple of storms being thrown down, but the Templar get picked off immediately. Only loses 2 tanks. Royal's going for the throat, straight towards the natural. Such decisive play by him. Sieging up just in time here as the engagement happens. There's not enough zealots, and GG, wow! Royal takes him down. Decisive move there at the end, the moment those shuttles came in. Just going straight for the neck. Cuts out his throat and takes down Snow. Beautiful, beautiful moves there by Royal. This is why I've been singing his praises all season. He is looking so good, and I don't know Can Royal make an all kill happen here? Can he turn things around, or will we end up seeing speed in one of these games? Let's go ahead and jump into our next game, guys. Find out who's our next Protoss. Here we go, YSC. Our next Protoss player. Down here in the bottom right, we are on Polypoid, our most standard map in this season of KCM. Really the bread and butter map of Broodwar. It used to be Fighting Spirit, but that map has been replaced. This is the new normal. This is the new standard. I guess there was also Circuit Breakers. Circuit Breakers was big for a very long time. This is where the Broodwar players come to test their mettle. If you meet a friend and find out that he plays Broodwar, you're probably going to play him on this map. Going to test his skill. Got OISC here. A normal build. Royal. Sticking to the standard as well. I like to see it. I like to see it. The back and forth in the early game of TVP can be so interesting. Royal seems to dominate that very, very well with his good control on the vultures, with his decisive move outs. Tank and marine pushes. He's very, very good with those. His timings are excellent. His control is surpassed by almost nobody in this matchup. Now we've got Probe here in the middle of the map. What is he doing right now? Is he going to be throwing down some sort of proxy? I think he knows that his opponent is down in the bottom left, but he's going to come and confirm now. That was interesting. Probe is coming in from a weird angle. Maybe this is going to throw Royal off a little bit. Gonna be surprised that that didn't come in at that moment. Now he's saved 100 gas. He's pulled off of the gas geyser though. Starting an earlier command center, so being a little greedy here. He has full information of what his opponent is up to. He knows exactly what's coming, so he should be able to hold on. Here comes the Dragoon. Skipped over the early Zealot here. No Zealot coming across the map, so Royal going to risk it a little bit here and play with just 3 Marines versus this Dragoon. We'll see how that ends up working out with it for him. The bunker is coming down. Should be finished before the second Dragoon arrives. Can YSC pick off a Marine? Some good control here by Royal, and YSC misses that shot. So the Marines are going to be fine jumping into that bunker now. Command center finishing up very quickly. YSC started his command center a little early as well, only after the second Dragoon. Gonna stay safe here, sending his other Dragoon back home. Just sitting here on that ramp. Nothing too serious going on right now. This is hopefully going to be a good game out of YSC. We've seen some duds lately. Some good games and some duds. It's a bit of a toss-up for this guy. It's okay having him in here, though. There's, on the Terran side, speed. I would say they're probably at very near skill levels. But I keep having... I think that game is actually burned into my head. I don't remember who it was against. I don't think it was against Royal, but the game where he was... YSC was light years ahead of his opponent. Had all the advantages in the world and wasted his army into the Terran force on high ground, and then got EMP'd in the middle of his map, his entire army, and just lost the game. That was Probably an incredibly frustrating and embarrassing loss for YSC, who seem to just completely crumble, even with the advantage that he had gained from the early game. It really seems to be his early game is the strong point of his play. But so far, Royal has done a great job of sort of mitigating that early game. He hasn't had to confront YSC at all so far. He's gotten his command center up very quickly. He has his economy running now. His economic engine is revved up. And as YSC moves to take his third base, I think that Royal will be completely comfortable here, setting up for a mid-game defense, for this early game defense, excuse me, for any sort of drop play. Should be throwing down a scan here momentarily. Robotic support bay just now on the way. And a scan gonna come down here. This observer, not long for this world, but YSC making some good moves. Keeps that observer alive. Barely not able to get that. Royal gonna be disappointed there. But YSC keeps the observer moving. It's really vulnerable, the observer, when it's not moving. The acceleration speed is very slow, so if you manage to get under an observer when it's just sitting there, it's much easier to pick that off. It just takes so long to speed up. But he kept it moving there. He kept it over that cliff as well. Managed to get it out of harm's way. A good scan came down there just a moment ago. Everything's been revealed here. Royal knows the timing on the robotics. He's going to be throwing down that command center. No surprise there. Third base is on the way for Royal. And he's been following a trend lately. Royal's games have been following a trend where he tends to just play such a good, solid early game that he rarely ever gets kind of stalled out for this third base. He seems to be just so adept at taking his third base that he ends up getting that third down faster than a lot of other Terran players and securing that and keeping that alive and having a much better mid and late game because of that. Whereas a lot of players are struggling against the current meta, the shuttle meta, especially with these speed shuttles. Royal is doing a great job. Now he is going to lose his first tank here, and the surround of Dragoons is huge. All of these tanks look to be going down, and the caster's curse is real here, guys. All of these tanks are going to fall. There's nothing inside this bunker. Oh, on siege, and this other Dragoon just runs for his life. So Royal will get his third base here on time, but after losing quite a few of his tanks, unfortunately for him. Now, one more Dragoon gonna make his way up here. Picks off that tank. Wow, no repair on that. That's a little bit unfortunate. Royal kind of falling apart here a little bit. He needs to get some tanks up. There's one tank just sitting to the left of the screen here. I don't know what that's doing. Royal losing SCVs for no good reason. What is happening right now? Is that even a real tank? Is that a fake? Is that a glitch? What is happening? I think this match might have been glitched. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, we've switched over to the real replay now. That replay was definitely glitched, guys. There's 1,200 minerals in the bank for YSC right there. I'm not sure exactly how that fight went, but it did not go like that, I guess. Royal ends up getting that base. Very confused. I hope we go back and actually watch that again, because that was very weird. That's part of the charm of Broodwar, guys. So what happened there was Well, let's not talk about it right now. There's going to be an attack here. Not everything is sieged up. That's probably a good thing, though, right now for Royal. And the Scarabs do not come out there for YSC. So trying to do Snow things, but not quite able to pull them off in the same way that Snow seems to. YSC tries to bomb those tanks, but doesn't end up picking off any. Loses his Reaver and some Dragoons as well. Not a great trade by him. And you can just see Royal starting to take control here. His third base is up. The fourth base for YSC is coming as well, but fourth base on location here for Royal, who's controlling the map just with a few vultures and some mines out there. Has a mine in each of the additional bases that are likely to be taken here for YSC. Even a probe being picked off in that top right hand, or in that middle right area. Now with these Dragoons all being sent up to the center right, is this the moment for Roll to move out? I don't think so. He's more focused on taking his fourth base. He wants to secure that location, give himself a good solid footing with which to spring into the mid game and late game. Nice attempt there, trying to pick off that probe. Doesn't actually get it, unfortunately for him. Can he actually get over there and pick off that probe, though? That probe is not actually setting down the Nexus, so a bit of a mistake from YSC. He sent the probe over there, not just to mine 1 mineral, or 8 minerals. He sent that there to build a base, so he's going to send it back. This base is completely done here. He has that supply depot wall all ready to go. Going to send a few tanks to that high ground. Needs to get in position here because the army of YSC is coming. That is a ton of mines. A lot of zealots eat those mines, and the tanks are low in number in this middle area, but some of these great targeting on these tanks. He's picking off a ton of the Dragoons and also these High Templar, which are trying to throw down those storms. Storms come down, but the verdict is out. This attack has failed. YSC not able to get up on that high ground, and Royal shoves everything back. He hasn't completed +2 yet, but as that +2 finishes, his army is going to become incredibly strong. On 4 bases, he should be able to max out here very quickly and initiate a huge attack against YSC shortly. 5th base on the way for YSC, but he's lagging behind right now. 2nd robotics as well. He's going to double down on the speed shuttle play. I'm not sure if this is the right choice. We are going to late game here for Royal. He will make his way to +3/+3. He will be maxed out 100%. It will happen. So continuing with this type of play, continuing with the robotics facility play, I'm not sure if it's the right choice. Generally against the latest of the late game Terran army, you need some spells that can help you overwhelm their force. Mainly stasis or recall to get into the Terran's main base. Wreak some havoc there, but he's just gonna try to bomb his way into a win here. Here comes the Zealot bombs on top of all these tanks, but the Vultures are too high in number. They just absolutely eat these Zealots alive, and the tanks have not decreased at all. There are still so many tanks here in this army. The scan coming down as well. He's going to snipe some of these Templar while he has the chance. All the storms have been used, and Royal is just going to unsiege everything. I think it's go time. Sending these tanks forward with the Vultures. Wait, he's got to send this all together. I want to send just half your army. Heading straight towards this natural. Royal looking unstoppable right now. He's ahead in supply, and YSC desperately trying to get out of the path here of this Terran army. Try to get up on this high ground and set up for some sort of surround here, some sort of wide-angled attack. Here he comes. Tons of zealots running forward, gonna jump on top of these. Vultures are getting smashed through, but there's still so many tanks here. D-Matrix keeping that tank alive, and this battle, again, decisively won in the favor of Royal. He pushes forward once again. So methodical with his play. I absolutely love it. He's got a ton of money here. This is a bit of an overextension from Royal, but does he still have too much? The tank count is being reduced quite heavily. That's the fight that YSC really needed. But is it too late? Still 5 tanks here at the natural. 2 shuttles are prepared to drop zealots, but there's nothing for them to drop right now. All they have are dragoons popping out of these gateways. And there's still 2 Goliaths here ready to fight. Tons more tanks just rushing forward here, being sent up. Nice storm on those tanks, but the siege is complete. All of these units ready to fight now, in position, and the zealots just running out, getting minced by these units. Unsiege here, he's gonna have to fall back for a little bit, but as the reinforcements arrive, I think that YSC will be forced to tap out. EMP on the 2 Reavers. I think he was expecting a drop of a Templar there, but he'll take it. Throws down an EMP on that shuttle and picks that off. GG is called, and YSC, man, gets taken down. Royal just so freaking strong. You guys see what I'm talking about here, right? This man is a machine right now. You can just feel the hours of practice oozing from this man as he mechanically just stomps across the map, crushing everyone in his path. I cannot wait for the next game, guys. Let's go. I really want to see Royal versus Movie. I want to see what Movie can bring out, because he has shown us some amazing, really cool moves. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. Alright, no Movie this time. It's going to be Best. Best in the bottom right-hand corner. Royal in the top right. I can't remember the name of this map. It's completely slipped my mind. It is a newer map. I think it's called Largo. I know that it is a newer... Yes, this is Largo. Yes. It's a newer ladder map. But I haven't been playing much ladder recently, guys. My wrist has been pretty sore. I can get away with playing some games. I've been playing quite a bit of Project Zomboid recently. I also played a lot of Satisfactory. Just some fun stuff after work and that kind of thing. But my wrist just can't seem to handle a lot of Starcraft. I jumped on and played some Fastest Map a couple of nights ago, and I was feeling pretty sore the next day. I don't know what it is about Starcraft, but yeah, just the amount of movement is something else. It's a completely different animal than using WASD. You really have to use your entire keyboard for this game, so it taxes you on a different level, and I'm always so impressed by these players and the amount of APM that they're able to spam out, the sort of amazing feats of control that they're able to exhibit, and macro. It's something beautiful to watch, and it's that much more beautiful when you do have that sort of respect for the the overall, just the physical aspect of making all of this stuff come together, the amount of energy and effort that it takes it's something else. Looks like Best is gonna hide his Zealot on the left-hand side there. He does manage to sneak that under the nose there of Royal, so he might not see this coming, though he is already on the ramp. He's got a few Marines there ready to go. He does, looks like he is moving down the ramp now, and he will be setting up his bunker here. Yeah, he throws the bunker down before the command center, so playing it nice and safe. He will be fine here. The Dragoon is going to arrive like just as this bunker's done, so the Zealot Dragoon combo not really going to do much, and Best will just have to head home. And yes, he does. This Vulture is also out on the map. A Vulture expand from Royal. Just checking out the bottom left, making sure that no shenanigans are coming down from Best, making sure he is checking every location out on the map. He will be repairing this Vulture. That's hilarious. The use of that scouting SCV. Really interesting stuff there from Royal. He's going to continue his scout path. A very strange scout path indeed. He's actually going to go check, looks like the top left or the top center, before heading back home to mine, just to make sure that nothing sneaky is coming. Vulture going to take some damage here. Maybe he needs to send that probe or that SCV back down and do another little repair job there, a little mobile repair. The command center is done now. We've got Best with the robotics facility. Is he going to throw down his robotic support bay here and go for some Reaver harassment? I don't think Best quite as well known for the Reaver as a player like Snow. He's much more of a shuttle user in the mid and late game. He's done some of the most impressive shuttle play that I've seen. That speed shuttle style that I've seen, a lot of those games have come from Best. Of course, you can never discount Snow. He is just so good with that style as well. But the next person who really comes to mind to me as a real strong utilizer of this kind of modern style is Best. Looks like this mine gonna connect. Oh! Wow, I can't believe that actually got picked off there. That was kind of crazy. But Best manages to avoid a big mistake there and pushes across the map with his 3 Dragoons and put pressure on here at the front. See if Royal actually has siege mode yet. No, just 2 tanks here and 4 SCVs at the ready. He is prepared and taking this very seriously. But Best, with no intention of shoving in here to the natural, he wants to get his 3rd base up. He wants to clear his 4th and get prepared to take that base as well. Sharking around the outside here. Royal is looking for a way in. He hasn't found one yet, but he is staying mobile. He's staying active here, looking for any mistakes that Best might make. Any missed positioning, any opportunities. 4 probe hits, 4 probe kills that he can find. That SCV, his life cut short by a cruel Dragoon. Dragoon checking the top left, actually. He wants to make sure that there's no hidden base up there. It's a little bit funny. Both these players very suspicious of their opponent, making some sort of weird building positioning or a hidden base or something like that. Even check the bottom left of the top left base. So doing his due diligence here now with the shuttle flying across the map. Can he actually get anything done in Royal's base? Going Royal, I think he has crossed his T's and dotted his I's. Plenty of defense in the main. Perhaps Best can find some small opening here. Pick something off. He does manage to spot this command center, and the observer is lost. Not bad. Royal gonna hide the rest of his build here. At least Best not gonna know if he's throwing down a bunch of factories here or if he is getting into a starport and an additional base, or an additional upgrades here, excuse me, in a later game. I don't see that starport just yet. I might have overlooked that. Ooh, this shuttle. Oh, 5 HP on that shuttle. That is crazy. You almost lost that thing with 2 Reavers inside. That would have been massive. But as it stands, he's not going to be able to move any closer here with the shuttle. You're going to have to be very, very careful. Even a single Goliath shot could just kill that outright. Starport is coming down now. Royal will be getting it into his +2 with the 3rd base up. 4th base on the way for Best now. And again, once again, Royal taking his 3rd without much of a struggle here at all. He's just snagged that base. Double shuttle gonna fly in here. Royal's right on top of this. He knows it's coming. 2 missile turrets gonna push back Best. That's 2 too many. He doesn't want to risk losing those 2 Reavers to those turrets right away. If Royal targets the turrets, I mean, of course, they will auto-target onto the first shuttle, but even if he targets for just a couple of seconds one of those turrets onto that second shuttle, he could absolutely pick that off. Now, a base coming down here in the bottom left. Best is going to take this to a 5-base game. He wants to extend his lead here right now, and indeed he's going into Arbiters as well. Very nice. I like that Best is going back into the traditional Protoss versus Terran game here, because Royal is just so clean, he's so crisp. It's incredibly hard to find just an opening where you can bomb a bunch of tanks and make use of those speed shuttles. So coming up here and getting these Arbiters, I think, is a really great play and a good idea here from Best. We'll see how it ends up working out for him. I doubt that Royals had a ton of experience, at least lately, against Arbiter play. Especially with the, I think, advances that Protoss have made with their ability to utilize shuttles in the mid and late game. Oh, gonna lose these. Oh, he has actually switched out the shuttle there. That's funny. But both of the Reavers do end up going down. The damage shuttle was switched out for a higher HP shuttle for those Reavers, but Best not quite able to keep those alive. Does lose them both. I doubt that he'll continue to produce Reavers throughout this game. Unlike Snow, I don't think Best is quite as good at utilizing those in the mid and late game. But what I was saying earlier was about the ability of Protoss to, the highest level Protoss to utilize shuttles and Templar, it's really increased since the advent of this speed shuttle style, since that became popular. And what used to be an Arbiter style that was just completely complemented by gateway units and nothing else can now be backed up by a lot of Templar and shuttle, and shuttles, excuse me. And it should be a completely different game here than what we've seen in the past. Despite it being an Arbiter game, I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of Storm coming out of shuttles. We're going to see a lot of Zealot drops coming as well. Because why not? I mean, it's just so strong, and it's such a good way to transport your High Templar. Keeping them in those speed shuttles, moving them around, not relying on them 100% to win you the game, but just utilizing them in your army to make your army stronger, to give you extra energy for spells. It just seems incredibly strong, and I think that's what we're going to see out of Best here. Getting surrounded with a bunch of these Dragoons. These are all going to end up going down. Great move by Royal. Snagging about 8 Dragoons there. Nearly for free, just costing him a few mines and a few vultures. So that was an excellent play, but Best kind of needed to free up some supply anyway. He's got an insane number of zealots, excuse me. He's ready for this fight whenever Royal wants to take it. But it doesn't appear that Best is setting up for any sort of recall, which is the other option with this Arbiter play. Going for recall here could be huge, especially when you do have those Templar in the shuttle. If you manage to get a recall in the main, you've got a bunch of shuttle or Templar in the shuttle, and your opponent sends his army back, tries to run up that ramp, you can hold off that army for an insane amount of time and possibly kill off huge quantities of tanks, vultures, and Goliaths as they try to summit that ramp. Looks like that Arbiter is moving towards the natural here. Can he get in with the Arbiter? Get that recall. EMP should be ready. That's not an EMP, that was a missile. Oh, he gets in there. 2 shuttles here. This is exactly what I was talking about. 2 shuttle. He's gonna drop out these Zealots and a single Templar. He's probably got 1 more Templar here in the main. Oh, this is not many Templar, unfortunately. He does throw down 1 Storm, but gets EMP'd, so he won't be able to hold off the Terran force for very long, but he is going to deal quite a lot of damage here. Royal is struggling desperately to get his units up this ramp, and his returning army, his returning units are his spawning units, the units that are coming out of his factory are messing him up brutally. Look at all of these units on this ramp. None of them can move because 1 vulture was going in the wrong direction. Now going to finally track down and kill that army. An armory was killed during this fight as well, so some of those upgrades have been stopped for now. Ton of Zealots and Dragoons heading towards this 4th base. Can he actually get in here and deny? A lot of tanks moving towards this location. Royal still with nearly even supply to his opponent. Command center is getting kind of low here. Heading over towards that 5th base. Will not be picked off. The tanks are going to surround here and finish off these Dragoons now. A few more turrets are being targeted down, so perhaps another recall in the mind of Best here for the future. There's that Arbiter heading through the middle of the map. He's setting up for a recall towards that 4th base. Deciding that a recall towards the main. Going to be a little bit tough from this position. He's sending some Dragoons up towards that top left. That Arbiter making his way around once again. Does he actually want to try for the main? Unfortunately, that last time Royal... Oh, good mine hits there. Last time Royal was reacting to that Arbiter quite slow. He had a science vessel in that location, but he doesn't anymore. Here's the recall on low ground. This is not nearly as good of a recall as the previous. He might be able to get this armory, though. That could be huge, and he will end up picking it off. I think there's not enough... Oh, the repair. He's keeping it alive for now. It's so incredibly close. 40 HP, 40 HP. Oh, it's so damn close. I think he does manage to keep it alive, though. Yes, he keeps that alive. Wait a second. Oh, he's killing off his own SCVs with that, with those tank shots. He's attacking over towards this natural. His entire army heading over here because his command center in the top left was killed. He's going to have to make a desperate play towards this natural. Oh, the armory did go down. That's so frustrating. +2/+2 is all that he has right now. He's going to have to make it work. Royal attacking so many bases at the same time, and Best doesn't have the production just yet to produce at all these different locations he's taken. I guess he does have some gateways in the bottom left, but he's not really producing out of them very well just yet. He's setting up his arbiters over in this location. That could be a huge kill there if he manages, or a huge move if he manages to EMP that location, those two arbiters. Royal really making this into a wild game right now. And an arbiter making its way towards the main. How many turrets are there? There's a science vessel. He's ready. Is he going to get this EMP? He's not looking. Yes, he is. There it is. What? What? Oh my god, that recall actually got through. Are you kidding me? So ridiculous. And just crazy that actually got through. It's in the same spot as the previous recall, though, so not the greatest recall in place in the world. And Royal is cleaning up bottom left right now. He is just sucking the life out of Best here by smashing through these locations. And there are a few units in the main. Ooh, a great storm there from the high ground, killing off a whole bunch of SCVs. But is it going to be enough? This army cannot be denied right now. It is so strong. He's going to clear out this location. He will end up killing bottom left. Center right is going to be Best's next base. But how many probes does he have after this base goes down? His main and natural pretty much mined out. Another recall getting prepared for the fourth base. This base kill would be massive. There's nothing over in this location. He is going to get this recall off, no problem. Instant liftoff here from Royal. He's just going to run all of his SCVs away. Good choice here because he really doesn't have the units to deal with this at this moment. I don't know if he can even save his third base right now, and I mean, his army is just kind of sitting over here. He's paying so much attention to bottom left. He's losing a ton of SCVs. 8 kills there on that High Templar. This is becoming an incredibly scrappy game. I'm not sure who's going to win, but Royal is currently ahead in supply. He's got a crazy good army. He doesn't have the +3, but I don't know how much that is going to matter. Sniping down these... oh my god, another command center going to fall here. He has to cancel. Oh, eating a whole bunch of storm. One of those science vessels does go down. There's only one Dragoon here, so vultures are going to be so good against this army. Great mines connecting right now. No scan here from Royal, though, so he is going to lose these 2 tanks pretty much for free. High Templar going to be picked off. Storm? Storm? No storm. No storm energy here. This army is too good. He captures the army here in the top left. Try to pick off that science vessel. Nicely done. The science vessel does go down. And these vultures have been killed. As the dust settles, Royal ahead in supply right now. I think he will end up taking this game, though it has been incredibly close. Oh, another mine connection. That is huge at this point with one Arbiter and just 4 Dragoons. The sum total of Best's army. I don't think that Royal knows about center right now. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but the longer that mines, the better the chance Best has to make this into an even game once again. Got quite a bit there in the natural. Royal sending an expeditionary force to the top left. Can he control this area and actually get up that ramp? I don't think so. I think at this point you really have to just prevent any further bases from going down here and grab a fourth of your, or another base of your own here as a Terran player, because getting up this ramp is going to be so hard. Pretty good moves here so far though from Royal. Storm does go down with a couple of shots from that tank, or from those Dragoons. He will pick off those units. Another Storm coming down here, but pretty good targeting from Royal. Good movement as well. He's got to kill those Templar. They're being so annoying, killing a ton of tanks here. Big army here in the middle. Where's Best going to go with it? He's got 2 Arbiters. So if he manages to freeze off of Royal's army, I think he could still win that fight. Coming up here on the high ground, unfortunately in range of a cannon there. And this is just the problem with Terran in the late game, trying to get up those ramps. Ooh, these Dragoons being thrown away by Best. I mean, how many Dragoons can you lose in this type of situation before you're just going to get completely wrecked? Now, managing to get up here, Royal, his efforts have paid off. He does manage to kill that base. He hasn't broken this base here at the center right, and it looks like Best will keep that alive. But at least he shuts down this upper left. He kills those gateways as well. And every single probe at this location. That is a big deal. And he can even try to take, I think, this upper left now. Not sure if there's much Best can do about it, aside from trying to recall behind the tank line. Looks like Best moving forward towards this location. Ooh, nice EMP there, stopping an additional stasis, but there's still about 2 or 3 stasis left over here. Royal trying to spread out his army and make sure that he doesn't eat huge stasis or big storms. Some good storms here in the middle of all these tanks. Royal trying to move them out of the storms, kind of like Hydras here, dodging the storms with these tanks. And enough are left over. I think that he can break this location. There's not much Best can do to stop that from happening. A probe is being produced in the top left. Best not giving up just yet. Here comes tanks onto this high ground, unfortunately in range of that cannon. Pretty annoying stuff there. He is going to lose that tank. No, he doesn't. And all of these probes are going to go down. This has got to be it. The last hurrah of Best, who's sending his army through the middle, going to try to stop the mining of Royal at 12 o'clock. But I don't think it's going to be successful. Too many vultures coming up here. Going to lay those mines and pick off the remainder of these forces. Ooh, that was a good mine drag. But in the end, what can you do against this overwhelming force here? Royal stomping down another Protoss player. The last hope here is going to be Movie, guys. Movie is our last hope for the Protoss race. Everyone send him your energy, man. He's going to need it. Royal is looking absolutely beastly. Comes Royal down to the top left. I mean, this is it, man. You gotta tap out best. I mean, I know you're mining at 6 o'clock, but 51 supply, man, to 138. Things don't get much worse than this. Best is still gonna fight it out. Dropping Zealots and actually killing some of these vultures with those mines. And he's drawn the units far enough away here that he's gonna stop the mining of Royal once again for a few seconds, but all of those SCVs, they're gonna be sent over to this fresh base for the top left. There's one pylon here. Not gonna target that because pylons are way too beefy. The photon cannon gonna get focused down, and he should be able to wipe up all of these probes. Pretty good surround with the probes, but GG is called, and Royal kills 3 Protoss players. Movie, the final player here. Can he actually make a comeback? That would be insane. Let's go ahead and get into that last game. All right, Movie, Jam Tube. Here in the top right, we're on Fighting Spirit, and this is a little bit funny. And this feels like it should be a snow game, but we've got Royal here, and he's in. Alright, we've got Movie here, excuse me, and Royal is in the worst possible starting location here against him on Fighting Spirit. You guys have heard me complain about it enough, but this is going to be painful. Definitely a game that Movie can win. I'm not sure if he will be able to take advantage of this position, but it's frustrating here for a Terran player to be watching right now. Royal going up against his opponent in the KCM, and this is a one-game series, guys. And you get this map on this position, this is gonna suck. We've got his third base extending out towards Movie. It's gonna be very easy for Movie to throw his army at that third to get up on that high ground with shuttles. Be super easy. It'll gonna be incredibly difficult for Royal to take that and hold it, and I just have so much sympathy for this guy right now. I don't think this map should actually be in the pool. For this reason, primarily, just this third is so incredibly hard for Royal to hold. I would actually favor Royal just going for some sort of 6-fact all-in here, because it's just so frustrating. Guys, in the last cast at the end, I think I said the final game. I don't know if this is the final game. I don't know why I said that, but I meant the final Protoss in our series, and it just came out like that. Not a spoiler, don't worry. We got the standard here from Royal. What's becoming his standard style in this matchup is the Vulture Expand with a move out here. 4 Marines heading across the map, putting on that pressure, dealing a little bit of hull damage to the Dragoon here, and Movie gonna have to run on back, man. He is he's running scared right now, and with good reason. More Vultures are coming, and Royal just gonna back off for now. He should have the mines finishing up here momentarily, and Movie knows that. He can't be allowing any of these Vultures to get up right in front of the Nexus and throw down mines, or even on the ramp and throw down mines, so he's chilling there. Pressure is definitely on Movie, though, right now. He's sitting back as far as he can in a defensive position, getting that Nexus up a little bit quicker than what Royal could get his command center down, though. Armory on the way here. Royal gonna try and make up for that disadvantage by getting a quick upgrade. Getting a little greedy in another way. rather than with the quick command center. Those mines are coming down now, but observatory on the way. Sneaky little mine there underneath the tree. Could be rough, you know, if the there is a 50% miss shot. I believe it's 50% miss chance underneath a tree. So, you know, if you got 2 Dragoons and you try to clear that out, you might miss a shot and end up taking some damage. So, not a bad choice there by Royal. A little bit sneaky. I'm not sure how often that actually works or actually does anything, but he's going to do it twice. There's another mine going down under a tree over there. Just another kind of silly aspect of Broodwar. There is that mischance underneath a tree. So you can see there a couple of those shots did in fact miss. He's going to drag those Dragoons towards this mine, just barely not close enough though, unfortunately. Setting up some mines behind this force though. Could be very effective if some more Dragoons come out to reinforce here. Could end up getting some kills. Now, the tanks here need to be very careful. 4 shots, gets a tank. Very nice job by Movie, and he's going to go after another tank. Dealing a little bit of extra damage, running forward with that. Ooh, one more shot, one more shot, one more shot. Oh, the repair. Nice job, Royal. All of those Dragoons go down. 4 Dragoons for 1 single tank and a couple of Marines. Not a bad trade at all. Could have been much better for Movie, but Royal quick with the fingers there, just grabbing those SCVs and initiating that repair, saves that tank's life and gets himself a nice little advantage here in the early game. Now, we see Movie going for his Arbiter tech. He's trying to hide that right now in the bottom right-hand corner of his base. We'll see if that is successful in terms of a hiding place. We'll see where the scans come down from Royal. The 3rd base is on the way, so a 3-base Arbiter. Movie doing all the things at the same time right now. And Royal kind of playing into his hands a little bit because he is getting his starport. He's preparing for a longer game. And his academy is not quite finished yet. He's just now getting his scanners here. And he sees the transfer of probes, so he knows that there's a 3rd base finished. Those probes are being sent down to that center right. Oh, command center on the way. Now, this is not what I was hoping that Royal was going to do. I think a 6 factory timing would be insanely good here because we've got Movie being pretty darn greedy, grabbing his 3rd base and his Arbiter tech at the same time, doing a whole bunch of teching and expanding at the same, just doing it all at the same time, and it's a lot of expensive stuff, man. It's a lot of expensive stuff that's gonna lead to a much smaller mid-game army. It's gonna take a lot longer for him to get this army going, and he might actually not be able to deny this base here on the high ground like we would usually see. So my prophecy about the 3rd base being extremely difficult to take on this map is probably not going to come true here, particularly, or just in this game. It's going to make me look a little bit silly here, because Royal is just going to come up on this high ground and take that no problem. But believe me, this is very, very hard to do on this map. In a typical situation, in a typical game where you see your opponent going for Reaver tag and then a whole bunch of speed shuttles, it can be insanely hard to deal with. Just not in this case, where Royal He's just not under any pressure right now. You can see there's only about 4 Dragoons on that high ground. That's not a problem. Royal can push that away. He's going to get his third base, no problem here. He's going to extend out on the map. He knows there's a severe lack of just overall unit count here on the side of Movie right now. And he has an opportunity to sort of push forward before this first Arbiter spell is ready here. And, you know, Movie he doesn't want his opponent to get into a really good position, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop him. Royal is going to get into a fantastic entrenched position here in the natural. Oh my goodness, so many probes are transferring. Oh, it's so painful. That was an insane number of probes that Movie just lost there, and he's losing a bunch of zealots basically for free there, just running out towards the tank line and getting completely demolished. And now Royal already in range here of this natural base. He's going to be picking off the Dragoon here at the 3rd, and then all these probes are going to start to go down. That is crazy stuff right now. Okay, probes will be escaping here, heading down towards the bottom right. A flank of Dragoons and, of course, Arbiters here. Maybe Movie can clear this army, but Royal is creating another army back at home. He's going to reinforce soon, and that means that this small force of Dragoons will get kind of sandwiched here. He does pick this off before that happens. He's going to finish off all these tanks, but that was a great attack by Royal. Royal did so much with that attack. He managed to kill off a ton of probes. He killed, I don't even know how many probes in that attack, but he killed so damn many, and he denied the mining at this 3rd base for an incredibly long time there. He's going to try and get down here, try to kill off this pylon. It's going to take a very long time, but yeah, he does actually pull back from that. I thought he was going to commit, but he decides it's not quite worth it. Going to regain his strength here, just bring all of his units together. There's not much of a chance of a recall at this point. Movie is just trying to kind of get his bearings here, get his units together, and fight off all these various attacks in different locations that Royal has put together. So Movie unlikely to throw down a recall here in the near future, though he is sending this Arbiter around the map. Can he actually get into the main with this? There's plenty of mines to spot this coming in, but I don't think that there is an option. Whoa, 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 whoa! Movie making carriers. Huge tech switch here from Movie. He's going to buy time with this recall if he can get it off. And then he's going to spend a lot of time clearing this, which should buy Movie enough time to save, or to build up this carrier count right on top of all of these units. Nicely done. D-Matrix comes down, but more stasis can follow. This turns out to be not the greatest overall recall, but this again is buying a lot of time here for the tech switch into carrier. Movie making a really quick move into a tech switch here. Wonder if Royal going to be able to pick up on this. I think he's going to be more worried about further recalls coming into his base, though he has picked off all of the Arbiters at this point. Or at least one Arbiter is going to be able to escape. There's another Arbiter here at that center right area, at that Stargate. Come some more Vultures. I'm going to pick off a few of these cannons, but there's plenty of them warping in now. Royal, still I don't think aware of the tech switch here with another Stargate, so 4 Stargate carrier and just pure vultures popping out for Royal right now. That is wild. Okay, we've got a few Goliaths here and 3 carriers heading towards that third base. I think Royal will be completely caught off guard by this. He has no idea that there's this many carriers here at this moment, and 3 carriers right away going to go to work on this Goliath. Nice D-Matrix there, buying himself a lot of time. Picking off quite a few of these interceptors as well, and he will be able to siege up here, do a lot of damage to the economy of a movie, and he's actually going to send a bunch of units to the third base, as well as another group of units down to the bottom right. A recall comes in here at the third of Royal, who's struggling right now to deal with all of this aggression while putting on an incredible amount of aggression of his own. These tanks are definitely going to die just kind of wandering around. He needs to split these up and keep as many of them alive as he can while just pumping out endless amounts of Goliaths and putting down a ton of those turrets as well, just to sort of supplement the defense at his third and his natural. Now finally the Goliaths have popped out. These carriers going to head towards that third base, and they should be getting joined by 3 more carriers here very shortly, but Movie has lost this base down in the bottom right. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's not good. Is he going to lose another tank here? It looks like he might. Picking off this science vessel would be huge. There's quite a few tanks on this high ground, though. He doesn't really need them. 5 carriers here. Going to work on this base. Oh, mine actually dealing a lot of damage to that Zealot. 1 more Zealot coming up. It might be enough. Oh, and a recall here at the center left. Trying to kill off these working SCVs. It's unfortunate he didn't send any of his tanks to this location, instead keeping them all at the 12 o'clock. Now, they would have been very useful over in that location. He's sending them forward here. Not the best use of these tanks. I think they're just going to get picked off by the carriers right now. Where are you going, tanks? You need to get down to the center left here, man. These tanks, I don't really know. I don't really understand what they're doing, but there's not too many interceptors here just yet. Movie just doesn't have the income that he needs to actually build up a good interceptor number. He's running away from these Goliaths that are actually getting some hits on his carriers now. This is a little bit too much, I think. Movie really needs a moment of peace here, where he can just build up the interceptor number. Ooh, nice EMP lands on a lot of those carriers and brings them quite low. Gonna focus that science vessel, but Royal shoves forward, and he does come out of this game ahead. He will be able to pick off this natural. I think with this going down, there's not any hope left for Movie. It's already looking dire. Even with 9 carriers, excuse me, I don't think it's going to be enough. He can fight for a very long time from this high ground, but so many Goliaths are there, and so few interceptors have been built. This is going to be the end. Royal running down this final Protoss player. Man, Royal, such a beast. Such an undeniable beast in KCM. I hope that he can show this level of play in the future in ASL, in those really important high-level tournaments in the future. Of course, this is an extremely high-level tournament, but the money is just not quite as big, of course, as the ASL, which is just single winnings here. He's going to be winning it for the team. Of course, he will take home the all-kill prize, 400,000 won there. Just a nice little paycheck here for his work today. So many missiles flying out here, just sniping down all of these interceptors. I think he's got less interceptors than he has carriers at this point, just based on the numbers we see flying out here. And Movie will have to tap out. Unfortunate to see this guy go down and to see the semi-final end here, but GG is called. Royal, a well-deserved all-kill here in the semifinals, gonna send his team to that final round. Terran versus Zerg is going to be our finals this season of KCM. It's going to be really exciting. Cannot wait for next week's games, guys. Congratulations to Royal. Wow, okay. You thought it was over? I thought it was over. We all thought it was over. But we've got one more game here. I don't know what happened. But Snow is back, man. Snow is back. He wants some more. He did, in fact, die in our third game of the night, but he is a zombie right now. Back for blood, back for brains. Snow down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Revolver. I suppose going to be our last game of the night. Unless there's something else I don't know about. I don't know what's going on here in KCM right now, but we're having a run back right now. Snow throwing down Nexus first. Down here in the bottom right. And Royal not going to scout it. Sending the scout to the top left. That's a little bit unfortunate. And by a little, I mean a lot unfortunate, because you gotta play in a completely different way. If you are Royal right now and you actually find out about that Nexus first. Now, oh, nice moves, Royal, stopping him from getting the moving shot there, and he's gonna send, looks like cross map. Yeah, he's gonna go N scout here, or I guess in this case Z scout. And he does find the Nexus, so he's prepared. Throw down the bunker there, and it finally does come into view. Gonna pull the probes, trying to deal some damage to this SCV if he can. Big SCV pull here, but probably gonna end up losing the bunker here because he can't actually get in range to kill off these probes. Yeah, has to cancel that bunker. That's unfortunate for Royal, but more SCVs do arrive. They're going to throw down that bunker. Second time's the charm here. But the first Zealot has arrived. Nice blocking. Good initial block there from Royal. Going to block once again here. No, not able to get it done. And the Zealot will go to work on that bunker. I think he can take it down before Royal gets on top of this. Yes, he actually jumps forward. He kills the Zealot. Nice job there, Royal. Really, really good play there by Royal, picking off that Zealot, stopping the bunker from going down. He's going to get 4 Marines into this, and he most likely will end up killing this Nexus. Wow, really good play there. Really good play there by Royal. Managing to get that up, and he most likely will be successful here. Destroy this Nexus and take a good lead here in the early game. If he doesn't pick this off, though, he could be having a really rough time. No probes being created here at the Nexus, which, I mean, you can usually get away with building a couple of extra probes. But he's not going to try it. Not even healing this bunker, man. This guy is so efficient. Gonna drop out those Marines and make a run for it too, most likely. After he sets up those mines. In an advantageous position. Where are the mines? No mines just yet. Snow with a hidden probe up at the top of the map. Wonder what he's planning for that location. Or is he just waiting for an opportune time to scout? There's the first tank. Makes it here forward, and a mine goes down. Good sniping by Snow. Royal making this matchup look broken in favor of the Terran right now. Doing so good with this. This is incredibly tough. Not getting that shot off. Oh, man. Snow will be regretting this run back right now if he's not able to kill this this first attack here. Looks like he will lose the vulture. He's keeping that vulture there on hold position to make sure that Snow can't do the mine drag trick. He does get it down. Manages to pick off that mine. Gets the second mine as well. So good moves there by Snow. However, I would say Royal in a good advantage here. Of course, we've seen this before with his teammate there, Light, getting the Nexus kill and not actually managing... Oh no, sorry, was that JYJ? Yeah, JYJ got that early Nexus kill and still managed to lose the game, so we'll see if Royal can take this to a win here. Royal bringing up a pretty serious attack right now. 3 tanks sieging up right outside of the natural. Ooh, this is tough, man. How can you pick this off? Oh, a mine hit. Nice mine. Really, really nice mine there. Second mine connects brilliantly as well, and all the Dragoons have been picked off, but there's only 2 tanks left over here, and a couple of Zealots can probably dive on top of this. This Nexus goes down. GG! Wow. Wow. I don't know if Snow called him out or what happened with this extra game to make it happen, but Royal making Snow regret that run back. Brutal takedown there. Completely unexpected, you can see. Snow was trying to take a third right underneath the army of Royal as that attack was coming in, and he just completely wasn't expecting that. Got absolutely wiped. And just showed that that was no fluke, Snow. That was no fluke, that game against you earlier. I can take you down anywhere on any map at any time. This guy has got to be overflowing with confidence in this matchup right now. But how is he going to fare against Zerg next week? We're going to find out, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. I don't think there's any more surprises. If there is, I'll hop back in. But for now, it's been a great series here. It's been a great week of Starcraft. We'll have to wait until next week for our final, and then we'll begin the season 2022 season 1. That should be coming up the week after. Start the whole thing all over again. I know it's January 19th right now, but we're a little bit behind time here. The KCM, we're gonna have to start season 1 in February, I guess. But we're still going to hopefully have 4 seasons this year, if we're lucky. Alright, that's it for me, guys. I'll leave you with this screen here, the results. I know they're all in Korean, but you can see all the names on the Terran side for the wins are the same. Royal carrying Terran on his back, backpacking these guys. And I hope he will continue to do so in the next week. I mean, I think there's going to be a plenty of people who are surprised at this result. But you can see it's anybody's game. Even against Zerg, I think that Royal absolutely gives Terran a chance, despite the results. in the 8 weeks of normal play, the normal season of KCM. This final is anybody's game. This is anybody's final to take home. I'll see you guys next week.